Hey guys, I'm Smokewadgaming and welcome to Civ V, Brave New World. This is the third expansion, I believe, to Civilization V, which came out, I think, in 2010. I could be wrong. I think it was 2010. I turned off the music because I hate it, and I'll probably turn it back on once I actually start the game itself. But it is for those of you who don't know, Civ is a strategy/tactical game where you actually build a civilization, like starting from cities and settlers, and expand and meet new countries, do diplomacy, declare war on them, invade them horrifically, nuclear strikes, while also advancing scientifically and economically. You can actually win through cultural, where your culture becomes the most dominant culture in the world, militarily, where you subjugate the rest of the world, scientifically, by reaching the space first, total point value, which I think is just the amount of points that you have. There's a couple of ones I think regicide, where if you kidnap the other guy's king, you win the battle if you have all the kings. And I think there might be a couple other ways. Let's look at it. Let's set up a game. I'm playing on king level, and it'll be epic speed, blah blah. Let us play as... See, every single leader for different countries has a different unique ability for it. For instance, this guy gets +3 gold and +1 culture for each trade route with a different civ or city-state. The trade route owners receive +2 gold for each trade route sent to Morocco. So he gets a lot more money. Rome, +25% production towards any building that already exists in the capital. That means if you have, for instance, a temple built in the capital, then the next city over will have a +25% bonus towards building that capital, or that, not the capital, that building. Elizabeth, +2 movement for all naval units, receives 1 extra spy. That means not only does she not have as limited a navy, but she gets an additional spy for espionage. A big advantage if you use correctly. In Spain, every single gold bonus you get for natural wonder, you get happiness. Let us go with... Let's go with Catherine, I think. Russia. Let's see, where is that going to be? Yeah, let's go with Russia. +1% or +1 production from horse, iron, uranium, and physical resources, and we find double quantity. So let's go with that. Siberian riches.
Greetings upon thee, your Imperial Majesty Catherine, wondrous Empress of all the Russias. At your command lies the largest country in the world. Mighty Russia stretches from the Pacific Ocean in the east to the Baltic Sea in the west. Despite wars, droughts, and every manner of disaster, the heroic Russian people survive and prosper, their artists and scientists among the best in the world. The Empire today remains one of the strongest ever seen in human history, a true superpower, with the greatest destructive force ever devised at her command. Catherine, your people look to you to bring forth glorious days for Russia and her people, to revitalize the land and recapture the wonder of the Enlightenment. Will you lead your people once more into greatness? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
Interesting. And in addition to that, we get a specific unit. This is our unique unit, which instead of the cavalry, we get Cossacks. Cossacks have 34 strength, they can move 4 spaces, and they require a horse. Every single strategic unit uses one of these resources. So for instance, if you have 1 node of horses, and there's 3 horses, you can only have 3 cavalry. And so on as you get more or less. I also get the Krepos, which give 50% experience to all units, culture, and gold cost of acquiring new city tiles with 25% in the city. In Star Settler, we've got floodplains, give 2 food per. We've got whales off the coast, which is very useful. We've got deer up to the north, we got diamonds to the west.
This is a good...
And we are, because it's a coastal city, we're actually going to have a nice aspect to get to the trade on sea routes. Very useful. Let's go ahead and found our city, found Moscow, and let us, the first thing we'll build will be a monument to increase culture. Actually, I might change it to a worker, because I would like a worker. Or scout. Let's do a scout, actually. I keep changing my mind, but in the first couple of moves, you will change your mind a lot. Let's go with archery, because I need defensive units, and we shall send our warrior to investigate up north. We will end the turn. It's a turn-based game. And then we shall continue having our little guy explore. And there are also barbarians in this game. They just attack everything in sight, not negotiate with barbarians. Plenty of resources near here. Plenty indeed. Down here. Oh, found some ruins. Ruins unlock different things. You might find some money, you might find some technology, you might find population, or you might unleash a horde of barbarians that wish to annihilate your entire people. It's honestly random. So we'll see what we find over here. I've actually upgraded my, because sometimes you might be able to upgrade a soldier. I had so many upgrades on this one soldier that I was running around with riflemen fighting people with archers. Alright, so they settled in our city, giving it a +1 population. So Moscow's now a 2. See where it says right there, in 14 turns our city will grow naturally, which means we will have a population of 3, and there'll be one more tile that is worked by the city. At this current moment, let's see, citizen management, we are currently working the one in the sea, which has the whales, and working the one right here, which is the stone. And in the future, we will probably start working on this because I can make a mine here, and these 3 because I can eventually make cottages, perhaps, and I can make farms. Cottages might be Civ 4. It's been a while since I played Civ 5, so I can't quite remember the nuances of it. But I figured I'd do a quick little look at this, just to show you guys what it's like. It's a fun game. It's frustrating at times, but it's well worth, you know, a good playthrough. And you never want to get guys get too far away in the opening round just because I might run up and, you know, take your city. I currently have it set to view. You can see everything on the map. So I can see all the resources. I can see all the things. You know, it's because it makes it easier to see. Here's some more ruins. There is our scout. Let's set him to automate explore. And then we shall build our worker. Worker! Yes, and now our warrior is a spearman. And he has gained a strength bonus, I believe. And he went from, I think the warrior starts at a 1, or maybe a 2 strength and a 1 movement. And now he's an 11 strength. So it's a very great jump in power there. Here's some more ruins. And our spearman is still exploring the area. Now, if this gets upgraded, he will actually turn into an archer. So now we have a barbarian encampment here. We will send our spearman down. He will attack, and if he defeats barbarians, he will actually overwhelm the encampment and sack it for all of his money. So we will stand right here, and see, look, this shows us the damage that we will get. We have a 10% flanking bonus, a 30% versus barbarians, but they have a 40% fortification bonus. So because they are fortified, they will inflict casualties. Let us begin the battle. And not too bad. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn. There's some buffalo there. Let us continue. Oh, we just
Mina ngingushaka wakwaZulu. Ngiyinsizwa yamabutho. Ngakusho okufanayo nawe.
This guy's usually an attacker. So that'll be fun. Let us attack the guys again. Our spearman. We get a little beat up, but not too beat up. Get +5 experience. And we got archery now. And I met City State, and because we just met them, he gave us 15 gold as a present. And see, now we actually have another advance of barbarians there. So let's go ahead and promote our guy, which will give us shock 1 +50% when fighting open terrain. And we will have him stay, which will give us a bonus in defense and allow us to do better damage. Also heal us a little bit. So when these guys try to sack us in a couple seconds. Oh,
Osmanlı ulusu sizi selamlar yabancı. Ben Süleyman.
So we met Suleiman, we met Shaka. And they give us 15 gold. And we shall go ahead and keep our spearman there. He's already asking us to declare war on the Ottomans. So you can tell where Shaka's priorities lie. And we shall hang one more turn. Close. Just because I do not want to attack that with those barbarians hanging right there. They can come down on me. Let's see. One more. Next turn. And he'll probably cross the river unless he attacks. He doesn't want to attack me because my unit is stronger. So let's go ahead and attack his little base here. And now we raid it and took 37 gold. Let's see where his barbarian decides to go to. Minor victory. Let's go ahead and attack again. See, our spearmen are clearly the superior unit, even though we have a lesser health. There are the Ottoman scouts. In this case, it's an Ottoman warrior. Let us attack barbarians again. We're not at war with the Ottomans, so they're not going to randomly attack us. Shaka, however, might. So barbarians are going to stay, everything march across the ocean. And let's go ahead and wipe out the rest of barbarians. So now barbarian unit is gone, and our guy's pretty beat up, but he successfully killed a unit. And now I will look back there, see there are the city right there. He has been promoted again. I'm going to give a shock too, and we'll have him travel all the way back to our city. I'll go ahead and end this once I get the worker, and I'll have him demonstrate a city tile. Where he modifies the city tile. Sorry, I distracted by the way for a second. Let's keep moving up. Eventually our spearmen will actually make it back to Mogadishu. Give us 30 gold because they're the first empire they met. Oh, got ruins. Oh wait, they got it first. And see, a city can actually defend itself. So when barbarians or a hostile civ attempt to invade your territory, your city can defend. And actually, a city has to be completely destroyed via health in order for a hostile troop that has to be a melee trooper to invade and occupy the city. So our guy is now defending the city. There is a Zulu spearman. We're going to have him fortify until healed, which means he'll occupy the city and protect it until he's fully healed.
Gelin pazarlığa tutuşalım.
I will accept your
Hoşunuza
embassy
gider mi?
for now. And now he's attacking our scouts. Our scouts are moving themselves decently, not great, but decently. Let's go ahead and move into the forest. That gives you a defense bonus. So in case the barbarians decide to pop out again, we can indeed defend ourselves. Let's go ahead and keep exploring. You got our worker done. Let's switch to the monument, and we'll have the worker begin a mine. In the next round, he will begin demonstrating how he will mine this territory. There are barbarians over there. Let's go ahead and move our spear here, and now I'll show you mine. See how the entire area becomes changed as they alter the territory? In 10 turns, they'll finish cleaning that mine, and that will give us additional production. You have Zulu right here, they'll probably invade us eventually, and we have barbarians right here. The last thing I'll tell you about before I end this episode is a worker unit, and it is different from most other units, and the settler unit is the same one. If an enemy attacks these units, they do not get killed. They get captured and turned into an enemy worker. You can then capture the worker back, or capture their workers if you attack them. So if this barbarian were to overwhelm my spearmen, or same with him, if this Zulu guy was to overwhelm my spearmen and kill them, they would simply take the worker prisoner, the worker would revert to their side, they would move it back to their territory, and have them begin modifying it. So basically, capturing the worker enslaves them and gives you a free worker. That changed originally. Way back in Civ 3, when you captured an enemy worker, they surrendered and became a slave, which were like workers with 50% effectiveness. In Civ 4, they changed it, so if you captured a worker, they simply became a worker. And it's an interesting strategy, because you can suddenly destroy an entire guy's workforce by attacking with one location. Not so much the same in Civ 5, because you cannot have a super stack, meaning that you cannot have more than a couple units on any given spot. In Civ 4, you had no limit to how many units could be in one spot. So you could theoretically have 220 guys occupying this city, and it looks like one guy, but he's got an entire army in there. So you can imagine how fun that would be. Anyway, I just want to show you guys what it's like, and as always, take it easy.